Askreddit, what's something stupid you believed as a kid? The man pees into the woman's butt to make babies. Everyone always said the penis goes into the vagina, but nobody explained the concept of ejaculation. So I always wondered how long you have to keep the penis in the vagina and how will the sperm know when to come out. All cats were female and all dogs were male, also that everything used to in black and white. Kevin? That my mom turned on the street lights at night. Moms are that powerful though. That $100 is a lot of money. Heck, that $10 is a lot of money. That people would actually die in movies, I just thought they were paid lots of money and give it to their parents or something. I thought it was convicts on death row who were given the opportunity to act in a movie but as part of their death sentence. I thought the National Guard was one person. I just imagined him as a nearly superhuman high-ranking officer in the country leading all the other military branches. I love this one. Like a 200-foot-high army man. The National Guard is coming to save the day. Believed in myself. Ha, you fool. I was told condoms stopped people from having babies. I just assumed that it was some sort of legal document that said you weren't allowed to have children. I thought condoms were for eating. Why are they chocolate flavored though? That eating seeds would cause a plant to grow in my stomach and kill me when its branches grow around my intestines and out of my mouth. I remember a lot of kids would tell me this in school, and also that the spike at the bottom of a banana was poisonous and if you ate it you'd die. I figured out it wasn't true because parents would never give their child something so deadly and not even tell them. That would be like saying to a 5-year-old, oh, you want to learn to cook? Here, start with this pufferfish. Apple seeds and bananas will kill you if you eat too many, but you have to eat a ridiculous amount and you generally have to crush the apple seeds. That women just randomly got pregnant after they got married. That's why I was so confused in second grade when a classmate of mine told me her mom had her when she was 17 and unmarried. Ha 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 reminds me of when I was a kid and I thought that once girls hit a certain age a baby would automatically start to form in their stomach and that birth control pills would prevent that. And that if they didn't take them for 9 months that the baby would be born. I thought teachers lived at school, because they were always there in the morning, and didn't leave at the end of the day. I used to teach 4, 5 and 6-year-olds. If they see you outside of school they get so confused. Teachers outside of school don't exist. I thought that all women have milk in their boobs, and bigger boobs equals more milk. And I remember going to a 45-year dentist that had gigantic fake tits and I was sitting there in disbelief how much milk she has inside them and why. I mean, it made sense as a kid. Nothing wrong with that. Babies came out the belly button. That the doctor puts his hands inside the belly and the baby gets out. That lions and tigers were the same species. Lions were the males, tigers were the females. I have no idea where I had that idea from. I thought the same about dogs and cats, eagles and seagulls. That poops are stored in the butt, that's why it's round and fat. TBH, if a kid turned to me and said, look at that big lady, look at that butt, she must store a lot of poop in there, I would laugh. I wouldn't be proud of myself, but I'd laugh. I thought when I walk, moon also walks with me laughing face. I thought the moon knew me and was following me. I had the brilliant idea that you had to be able to stop a huge fall from the top of a building with a basic umbrella once it's open. Good that I didn't try it out myself. I tried it off my grandparents' elevated porch. My poor knees. That it was illegal to drive with the light on in the car. I just wanted to read my books. God, I remember the struggle of trying to read as much as possible in the brief window where a streetlight passed by. I thought Disney was spelled with a G because their cursive is fracked up. Looking back though it looks nothing like a G. I thought it was Disney, look at that Y on the end. Oh boy, here's a few good ones. My mom convinced me that I had to get a job, was like 6 years old or something, and make money. She said I'd have to get a job at Tesco, a British supermarket for anyone who doesn't know, and fill the bottom shelves because I was small enough to do it with ease. I basically just panicked because I was very shy back then. She also convinced me that I could go to Hogwarts. She told me that she'd be able to write a letter and sign me up so that I could become a wizard. Safe to say I was very disappointed when she told me the truth. And finally, my mom convinced me that I'd slept through Christmas once. She woke me up in the morning and started saying, "Muddy, you slept through Christmas. What are we gonna do?" And all that jazz. She even changed the date on her phone to Boxing Day. Being the young, sensitive young lad I was, I cried. If you haven't gathered already, I was a very naive and sensitive kid. I was also sensitive and couldn't detect humor. My mom's coworker said I could have her daughter as my little sister when I was 5. A few weeks later, I asked my mom when she was moving in and got laughed at. I also cried. That I could pee standing up. Mom was not very happy. One woman, one dream. That my parents were smart. No, they are not. To be fair, they were actually smarter than you at that age. When I was a kid, I thought apes were a type of raisins. Until I was about 11, I believed humans evolved from raisins, and it confused the frack out of me. OMG, an apist. You had to hold your breath driving past a graveyard or the spirits would get in your body, and pointing a finger on a grave would make your finger twist in the other direction. I used to think parents decided their kid's birthday. I was 6 when my parents had my brother, and when my mom was pregnant I asked her what my brother's birthday was going to be. But cesarean section can. Swallowing a piece of gum will stay in your body and not digest for over 7 years. Okay, I guess, but why 7 years? That half of 5 is 3. I explained it to my teacher by drawing 5 dots on the blackboard and noting the third is in the center. She laughed at me, along with most of the class. I mean, this is kind of brilliant, really. I'm sorry they laughed at you. If I gain too much, my brains will grow up in size. Sure, you're still not a child, going by that sentence? That there were monsters when I turned the light off. I was scared of the logo of the brand, Schwarzkopf, and I could have sworn that I have once seen the exact logo in my bedroom when I wasn't able to fall asleep. Still causes a trauma thinking about it, even though I know now that it was the silhouette of my grandpa. I was terrified of cannibals and headhunters. My dad assured me that they couldn't reach us in their canoes, but I was not convinced. I had at my bedside an anti-cannibal arsenal. I made bolos with toy car tires and string. I had a broken hockey stick and a jar of marbles so they'd slip on it. As a backup, if I couldn't fight them off, I had a hiding place in the closet that I was sure they'd never find. At the time I lived in a suburb of Toronto. I think my dad was right, they probably couldn't get to us in their canoes. On the other hand, Toronto is right on a lake. Masturbation is bad for you. I mean, if you aren't careful it can lead to erectile dysfunction. Adults don't have dreams. They did, but they were crushed along with their hope. That the tin can and string phones worked. But they work. Santa Tooth Fairy and Easter Bunny. And commas. I thought the gas you put in cars was sort of yellow with random green leaves in it. And I thought it was pitch black. I grew potatoes in my ears. It was wax. Thanks mom and ear doctor. My brother and I called the dirt that you can get behind your ears potatoes. We didn't like washing our ears as kids. Please subscribe. Multiple videos uploaded daily.